Okay, we're back on the Big Four and More podcast. I'm Liam Fox, joined by Mike Pattison, here to discuss some NBA free agency, which is just starting to wrap up. Most signings have completed, and it's been nuts. And we'll start it off with the hometown Toronto Raptors.
They got their man that they needed to sign, DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, they needed him. They signed into a deal which is worth like $139 million. And
over 5
years, and they signed him to the contract that everyone pretty much expected him to get
right
that kind of money. And if DeMar leaves this team, Toronto falls to the middle of the conference. But with DeMar staying, they stay near the top, and that's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, people outside of Toronto aren't as high on DeMar DeRozan as Raptors fans are. A lot of people have been saying, like, wow, I can't believe a guy like DeRozan is making this much money. Like a superstar in his own right, but a bottom-tier superstar, which is probably right. He's not an elite, cornerstone type player. But like you said, we needed him. He was going to get that money elsewhere. We had to give him this type of contract to keep him around and really to keep the Raptors relevant.
Yeah, and the team didn't really lose that much this offseason. I mean, they lost Bismack Biyombo. And what was your take on that whole situation?
I mean, I knew he was gone. I wasn't really that high on the guy. He was obviously really exciting to see during the playoffs, stepping in when JV got injured, and he kind of just fed off the home court environment. He was playing great, but he is still only 24 years old. But at the same time, guy hasn't really shown much promise other than that playoff run in the entirety of his NBA career. And he got steeply overpaid with the Orlando Magic. And you know what? You can take him. We just drafted a center in Jakob Poeltl from Utah. He can fill in. He's a little more skilled than Biyombo, and you know what? Not too worried about it.
Yeah, and remember when the Raptors got Biyombo, when he was with Charlotte, I was just like, okay, I know who this guy is. Like, he's nothing special. And, I just knew that, the whole entire season. And then in the playoffs, he had that big run. Everyone got so high on Bismack Biyombo. And everyone just loved him. And even during that time, I was loving it. But at the same time, I was like, this is probably his peak of how good he'll play.
Right.
Not to say he's going downhill from here, but that is the highest level he'll play.
And we won't see it. He couldn't play on the road.
And we won't see it very often from him. And something just sparked in him during during the home games. And it was great for the Raptors. It helped us get wins. But now that he's gone, I'm not too concerned. I don't know if many Raptors fans are concerned. Maybe casual fans are saw this guy in the playoffs and now he's gone. And now they're like, oh, we lost Bismack. What are we going to do? You got JV. You got Poeltl. You'll see how Poeltl does. But you got JV. You don't even have to worry about
JV
it.
is twice as good as Bismack
twice as good. And he's going to get better. JV's going to get better, too.
Raptors fans don't need to worry.
Yeah.
People are saying, Bismack, he's only 24. You should keep him around. You know what? JV's only 24. He's much better offensively. He's almost as good of a shot blocker and rebounder. He's bigger. Guy is starting to just figure it out before he got injured. I'm assuming he's lost a lot of weight. He's a lot fitter. He's going to be dominant. And you know what? If someone wants
better at the free throw line.
If someone wants to give Bismack that massive contract, we're not going to give it to him, go ahead.
Yeah. Don't waste. I'm glad the Raptors didn't do that. I've been disappointed if they signed Bismack to that kind of deal.
Exactly. Honestly, with us already drafting Poeltl, I was almost okay with, even if it wasn't a massive deal for Bismack to go. JV, although he has had injury issues, like I said, he's starting to figure out his game. He's starting to get a little more fit. Push him as that workhorse. Give him a lot of minutes. There aren't enough minutes for Bismack to be on this team going forward, I don't think. Give JV all those minutes. The rookie Poeltl can fill in, 12, 14 minutes off the bench a game. And, I think that's a good chemistry for the Raptors next season.
Him and Patrick Patterson can kind of sub in and out at that 4 spot.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And do you feel like the Raptors, despite signing DeMar, do you feel like they could have done more this free agency and maybe they could still do something? Do you feel like that they could have done more?
They could have done more. It's kind of hard to attract free agents to Toronto. We were involved in trade negotiations for Ibaka. Of course, Thunder were asking way too steep of a price. I'm so glad they didn't do that. It would have gutted our team.
It was Norman Powell, Patrick Patterson, and like the pick.
And Joseph.
And Corey Joseph. And that's our bench.
That's our bench. Yeah, we've gutted the team. So we would have got worse on that deal. Even though Ibaka would be by far the best power forward on this team, and he would play well with JV. For the Raptors, we don't have a bona fide superstar. We're a 10-man team. We need that bench. So I'm really glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, Jerry's smart.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? We could use another power forward or maybe another backup center if Podol isn't exactly ready to step in. I know Quincy Acey's still bouncing around. Maurice Spates is still bouncing around. Maybe Nogueira has progressed enough to play, but I'm satisfied with this.
Wasn't Acey on the Raptors to begin his career?
He was, and he wasn't very good, and now he's half decent.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to see him back, but that's just my opinion. But
honestly, I'd be fine with them making no more moves. I think we had a great year that we can build on, stay the course.
Yeah. I know there was also trade rumors about Paul Millsap. Obviously the deal didn't go through if Ujiri turned it down. But you think Millsap maybe, or even Al Horford, there was some hope that maybe Al Horford would come to Toronto. I think those guys would have fit in. I know Horford's more of a 5 than a 4. But Millsap could have fit right in the 4.
Millsap would have been perfect. I don't think we have the pieces to trade for him. And now, like you said, Horford's gone. I don't think Atlanta would want to trade him anyways. But if we could somehow get him without losing a major piece, I think he would fit perfectly in that starting 5.
Definitely.
Don't count on it, though.
Yeah. So, predictions for this year. I know in another video we're going to recap like what's been happening with free agency along with the East and the West. So yeah, we'll talk about the Knicks and that then. But like predictions, you think they'll still remain a top 2 team? Do you think they compete for that 1 seed still? I mean, nothing's really changed.
I think the Cavs are going to have a better season than they did last year.
Yeah.
We only finished, a game back from them. I think, Kevin Love's got to find his role. They picked up Mike Dunleavy. They picked up some more decent bench players, and I think the Cavs will run away with the conference again. And then I think we're in that 2 or 3 spot between us and the Celtics, which is kind of tough because the Celtics are in our division too. But I think we stay at least a top-tier East team competing to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I have high hopes.
Hopefully competing in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, it's got the same team.
Right. I don't know. I think we had a little bit of luck in terms of who we had to play in the playoffs. Heat team.
The Heat series was tough.
The Heat series was tough. So was the Indiana series. We didn't play our best, and we kind of snuck through. We got good games from people here and there. We never, until we got to that Cavs series, we never had a good game a good team game overall. But I don't know. I think the team found an identity in this playoff run finally, probably for the first time in franchise history. Have we had a team that has an identity that it has gotten success with? And I think we're still young enough to build and still redefine what it means to be a Toronto Raptor and to be on the 2016 Toronto Raptors. And I'm really excited for the season to start. I can't wait.
Yep, exciting times to be a Raptors fan, but we'll see what this season has in store for us. But it's shaping up to be a good season in the 6.